Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Debugging modern web applications can be a challenging yet rewarding process. With the wide array of technologies and frameworks available today, it's important to understand how to effectively identify and fix issues in web applications. This tutorial will cover various debugging techniques and tools that can help streamline the process, along with a code example to illustrate these concepts. 1. Understanding the debugging process. Debugging is the process of identifying and resolving bugs or errors in a software application. For web applications, this often involves identifying the problem, recognizing that something is not working as expected, reproducing the issue, finding a way to consistently replicate the problem, analyzing the code, examining the code to find the source of the issue, fixing the bug, implementing a solution, testing, ensuring that the fix works and doesn't introduce new issues. 2. Tools for debugging. Modern web applications often utilize a variety of tools to help with debugging. Browser developer tools. Most modern browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Edge, come equipped with developer tools that allow you to inspect elements, view console logs, and debug JavaScript. Console logging, using console.log, console.error, and other console methods to track the flow of execution and variable states. Debugger statements, inserting debugger in your JavaScript code to create a breakpoint that pauses execution, allowing you to inspect the current state. Linting tools. Tools like ESLint help catch potential errors before code execution. Automated testing. Frameworks like Jest or Mocha can help ensure your code behaves as expected. 3. Debugging with browser developer tools. Here's how to use browser developer tools for debugging. 1. Open developer tools, right-click on the page and select Inspect or press F12. 2. Console tab. Use this tab to see logs, errors, and warnings. You can also execute JavaScript commands directly in the console. 3. Sources tab. This tab allows you to view and debug your JavaScript files. You can set breakpoints to pause execution and inspect variables at that moment. 4. Network tab. Monitor network requests to see if APIs are returning the expected results. For example scenario, debugging a simple web application. Let's consider a simple React application that fetches user data from an API and displays it. We will introduce a bug and walk through the debugging process. Example code. JavaScript. Import React, use effect, uses state from React. Const user profile equals const user, set user equals uses state, null. Const loading, set loading equals uses state, true. Const error, set error equals uses state, null. Use effect, equals. Const fetch data equals async, equals. Try. Const response equals await fetch, https://api.example.com/user/1. If, response.ok. Throw new error, network response was not ok. Const data equals await response.json. Set user, data. Catch, error. Set error, error.message. Finally. Set loading, false. Fetch data. If, loading, return div loading, /div. If, error, return div error, error/div. Return. Div. h1 user.name/h1. puser.email/p. /div. Export default user profile. Introduce a bug. Let's say we mistakenly changed the API endpoint to an incorrect URL. JavaScript. Const response equals await fetch, https://api.example.com/user/invalid. Debugging steps. 1. Identify the problem. The application is not displaying user data, and the console shows an error. 2. Reproduce the issue. Reload the application to see the same error consistently. 3. Analyze the code. Open the Network tab in Developer Tools to check the API request. You will see a 404 error. Check the Console tab for any relevant error messages. 4. Fix the bug. Correct the API endpoint. JavaScript. Const response equals await fetch, https://api.example.com/user/1. 5. Test. Reload the application again to ensure that the user data is displayed correctly. 5. Best practices for debugging. Write clear and concise code. This makes it easier to spot errors. Use version control. Tools like Git can help track changes and revert to previous states if a bug is introduced. Document your code. Comments and documentation help clarify complex logic, making it easier to debug. Automate testing. Implement unit and integration tests to catch bugs early. Stay updated. Keep up with new tools and techniques in the web development community. Conclusion. Debugging is a critical skill for any web developer. By understanding the debugging process and utilizing the right tools, you can effectively identify and fix issues in modern web applications. Practice these techniques regularly, and over time, you'll become more adept at diagnosing and solving problems in your code.